Good morning, team.
Good morning, Ashish.
Hi, Sana. Right, so let's start your session. Good morning, Bala. Hope you people are able to see my screen.
Yes, Ashish.
Right, so, oh, just hold on, team. I think I'm open up a wrong. Okay, just give me a minute, huh? What's the name of my company, team? We are doing this implementation.
ADP.
ADP. All right. There are so many batches which is going on, right? I have just opened up a different batch Excel sheet and anyway. Right, so hope you're able to see my screen and even my Excel sheet also, right?
Yes, yes.
All right, fine. So I believe we have done till your second point, that is your to create your UDF, right? Did I also show you the UDF, how we can create this?
This
No,
conference will now be recorded.
So we have done super admin, we have done the admin employee, but we have not done the UDF, right?
that's right.
Right, so let's go ahead and see how we can create a user using your UDF file. What is UDF? UDF is a user data file. All right. So this UDF, okay, why this UDF has come into the picture? UDF has come into the picture. For example, let's suppose if employee has not taken an access for the employee central. All right. So in those case, let's suppose they have gone ahead with a goal management and performance management. So in those cases also, you need those employee data for whom you're going to do the appraisal, right? Maybe you don't need the data in that detail. Maybe the family member detail and all those detail it is not required. But at least the employee name, first name, last name, and age, and certain other thing you require it, right? So those basic data we do that with the UDF file. Okay. So, okay, let me also share one more thing. I'm not sure whether I've shared this or not. If I've done it, just let me know so that I'll stop there only. Okay, so employee central module team, it was not there with, before January 2014. Have I told you this? Team,
Uh, I don't remember this, Ashish.
no, Bala, what? What no? Have I shared this or have I shared? Okay, okay, fine. So Employee Central module was not there before January 2014. Okay, SAP acquired SuccessFactors, that was in December 2011. All right, and so it almost took them 2 years for the complete merger and acquisition, and it got completed in December 2013. So since January 2014, it has been known as a SAP SuccessFactors. Employee Central was not there in before January 2014. It's just that when the whole merger and acquisition it was done, SAP introduces Employee Central. Why they introduce Employee Central? Because all those changes that used to happen before, um, and there was a lot of changes which they did and everything. So that's how the this whole detail has come into the picture. And since then, there has been a lot of changes with the employee center. That's the reason there are so many job opportunities in your employee center, because it's relatively a new module in your success factor system. All right. So people who go ahead with the employee center, they can create the employee with the add new employee, right? But this add new employee, it takes almost 1 hour to complete for one employee. Now let's suppose if you have 1,000 employee, or let's suppose if you're a part of an implementation, so you're not going to spend 1,000 hours just to complete the employee hiring, right? So for that purpose, we use the UDF, which is a user data file. Where you can see this user data file, you can come into the admin center. From your admin center, you will see your you can see this manage employee, right? So if you click on this manage employee file, you will see there is a section for here. So if I come here, you will scroll down, you will see there is an employee export, right? So this is a UDF file. So if I click on the employee export, you will see there is a two different section which is coming. And let's also talk about what is this. Specify export option. If you click here into the specify export option, you can see it is coming here valid for user only. So if you select this option, it means it will not show for the inactive user. Inactive user means people who are no longer there in your company. Then if you see a short format, so it only, so it will only show the short format. So better not to select this, because you want to see all the format in the UDF which is coming, right? Then this is to include additional identifiers. So if you have any additional identifiers, so here it will, better not to select all these things, but I'm just showing you what actually it is, because you will be requiring all these sections in the compensation. So here also you can see the character encoding. It is coming here. It's like the way the system has been set up here. It is fine also with me. So you can see it is set up with the English US, right? So we are using the US system. So this is for compensation, and when we will come into the compensation, then I'll tell you. So you can see there is a major 3 tab which is coming. Out of these 3 tab, there is a 2 tab which is important. This is actually for 360-degree goal review section. All right, so the first one which is coming on your screen, which is an export template. If I export here in your this is just a template. It will have a label and your system ID. So let me show you how it is. Let me just open up this one and show you how actually this comes up here. So if I open your this section, team, you will see. So this is how your screen looks like. So the template, so you can see the template. It has the first row you are seeing, this is a system ID. And the second row that you are seeing, this is known as your label. We always make the changes to the label, but not to the system ID. But you can see if you're doing for the first time, you will get confused what to fill where, right? So if you want to see some sample data, so that you can go ahead and create this template for the rest of the employees. So how you will do that? You need to export user file, the second option. So here you have the second option. So you can click on the export user file. And once you click on the export user file, you will see it's a directory. So unzip this one, extract this whole detail. Once you extract this whole detail, you will see your this directory file, it has come here. So open this also. Once you open your this section also, so you will see now here you can see all these data, it is coming, right? So roughly you will see there are somewhere around 1450 employee in this particular system, right? The instance architecture that we are using, right? So if you want to find it out my detail also, you will find it out my detail. What is my system name? My system name is actually your user 5. This is my first name, 5 is my last name, and in the bracket that you are seeing as a user 5, this is my username. All right, so let's see all these details. Let me close this one first so that we get more space on my laptop. Okay, so if I come here into my username and if I find it out with the user 5, so you will see this will take you to, so here you can see the row number, which is 938. You can see all this my information, it is coming here, right? You can see this is my I'm active, this section is my actually user ID, this is my username, this is first name, last name. My last name is coming as a user 5, and here it is showing. No, hold on, there is something. User is my, no, hold on, this is, oh, this is not my detail. This is not my detail, yes, this is not my detail. So my username is user5. No, hold on, what is my username? Let me see. Is user5, right? Yeah, this is what I have written. But this is not my detail. Let me, this is also, hi, this is my detail, right? So you can see now this is my first name is user and my last name is 5, right? This is what actually it is coming. My first name is user, my last name is 5, and in the bracket you are seeing that here, this is my username. So the same thing it is coming here, and the rest all this information you can see it is coming here. We will discuss this one by one. So let's just start discussing it. So you can see the first detail it is coming here. It is coming here as a status. What do you mean by the status it is coming here? Status means that you will have your active and inactive. So what do you mean by active and inactive? Active means that the person who are active, and inactive means so here you can see it's like no, it's an inactive. So inactive means people who are no longer there in the company. All right. This user ID. What is this user ID? User ID, will discuss this in just few minutes. Then you have your username. What is this username? If I log out from my SuccessFactors system, you will see how I log in. I always log in with my username. So here you can see it is the text, it is coming as a here username, right? So whatever in the C column you're going to put it the same way you're going to log in into here. Also, you can see some people they have given the characters, some people they have given the numeric. Whatever it is coming here, if you have given as a username as 1001, so this is how you're going to log in into the system also. All right. Then you can see this is a first name. I'm sure that everybody is clear with the first name. Then this is the last name. So whatever you have the first name, last name, you have to fill that here. Here you can see this is a nickname. There are certain people who have a nickname, right? And there are also certain people who have a middle nickname and a middle name. It's a different thing, right? So if you have any, you can put that here. Then you can see here, this is suffix and this is a title. What is title? Title is nothing, it's just your position. So here you can see the position is coming as a recruitment manager, assembly manager, right? So like this, you can give this position. The next column, which is a J, you can see your gender. So you can give this gender here. Then the next section, you can see it is coming here as a mail ID. So obviously you'll be giving your official mail ID, not your personal mail ID, right? Because you're working for an organization. Now here you can see there is a section which is coming here for the manager. So how you will define this as a manager? You can see this manager is coming as a 10,000 to how you call call this 10,000 2,000. Okay, 102. No, this is not 1 lakh. Oh, unit in 100,000, then, this is 1 lakh, right? 1 lakh. Oh, I keep on taking this US batch also, right? So US batch, they pronounce in a different way. So, at times we just black out, how to say that. Okay, anyway, so that is here. That Indian way it is 1 lakh and 2009. Yes, thank you, Bala, for that. So, all right, so you can see, and if you remember, I told you, right, that user ID is ID. So user ID can be numeric also, and user ID can be character also. So you can see here also you have given all these character, right? So it's up to you how you want this user ID to be taken up here. But if you remember, this person manager is actually 1 lakh 2009. So if I have to see who's this person, so we assign this user ID in the manager. Right, I just told you, right, where we assign this user ID. I'll just show you in just few minutes. So here you can see this user ID is coming in. So you can see 1 lakh 2009. It is coming as a Hubert Medjin is the person actually who's to this person is reporting to. I just forgot who was that person name. So you can see this person is that person actually who was the first row it was coming. He is reporting to Hubert Medjin, right, who is the production director. So like this, you will see that this is where the user ID comes into the picture, right? Now this person, who's this person? Let's see that. His first name is Ellen Record, right? So Ellen Record, you can see who's the manager, 82092. So if I copy this section here and if I see this user ID, so you will see that this person is actually reporting to Anne Lau, right, who's a director of a talent management. So like this, now you know that what has to come into the manager section, right? So manager section, you have to use your manager ID. Not only in the manager section, even in the HR section also, you will use this particular ID, the one which you have assigned in the user ID section. So now you know where you're going to use this user ID. You know what is the username, first name, and the last name, right? Now let's move ahead further here now. So you can see this is coming here, the manager, this is HR, this is a department. You people know very well what is department, right? So this is how you can see this is a demo section team. So we really cannot control the uniformity of your data, right? So somewhere you can see it is mentioned as a not applicable here. You can see there is no manager, but in real time you will have all the manager, right? So we cannot control those user to, how they are actually using their all these data in section. So, so that is the reason you can see it is coming into your all these section. So then here you can see your job code it is coming. So we'll create all these things into your employee center. This is a division, right? And then there is a location. Location, it is like, which location that you are present into. So that's a location. Location is also a city team. Time zone, India has only one time zone, which is IST, but in US they have a 4 different time zone, right? So you can see all those time zone which is actually present here. So they have those time zones. So here also you can see this higher date. Now higher date also you can see the data is not uniform, right? So the first one it is fine, which is 2010. But the second one option you can see this by this time, so like no person will be more than 100 years of age, right? So you can see this data is actually not uniform, but we can't control this, right? Now, what is this employee ID team? What is employee ID?
The ID given by the company.
Yes, the ID given by company, that is very true. But then what is user ID? User ID, you have just seen here, I just started with the second option B column with the user ID, right?
Is it given? Yeah, that is the system access.
Right, that is a system access. But why the company will have a two different ID? It will be trouble for employee also, it will be trouble for the company also, right? The system is different, but which you're working for the client, but once you have a system ID, so everything it will be linked to your system ID only, right? Right, because the time in, time out, everything to where you're going to utilize the system ID, correct? So why this employee ID is there? People who have working experience, they would certainly know that. But I believe, Sana, you don't have any working experience, right?
No, no, Ashish. Yes.
Yeah, so I think excuse is given to you, but Bala, you should certainly know this. See, okay, see, sometime, okay, let me just tell you one thing. See, team, everything to cover from the scratch, it would be very difficult, right? Uh, but then, somewhere you have to use your own logic, correct? See, when I was getting trained, nobody told me about all these things. So I came with my own logic. So you people also, see, this is what as a consultant, you are getting paid for, correct? As a trainer, I am not going to get into all the integrity and everything, right? So somewhere you have to use your experiences and use your own, I can just cover the basic part of it, correct? But anyway, you can see I'm still getting into detail just to clear your doubt. So why, tell me now the question, why there is a employee ID now? No, Bala, that's a, okay, let me tell you. See, when you don't have a ERP system in an organization, and when you join a particular company, there they give you the employee ID. But once they take the any ERP system, in that case, then they start using the system ID. All right. So then employee ID does not have any value. But then if you want the employee ID and user ID to be the same, you can even do that also. It depends upon the company policy, how they want to do that. Once the system has come and you have a user ID, employee ID is of no use. But then you can see, but this ID was given to people when they were actually working, when they were working, when there was no ERP system, right? Then you need to track people, right? How their time in and time out, payroll and everything, right? But once the moment the pay system comes and you start using the user ID. Is it clear now?
So basically, actually, it means that employee ID is something which is given to you when you during the initial part of your job, like when you join the company, and that is the time when you are given the employee ID. After that, if they are using ERP, then you get a different ID which is called user ID.
Yes, but Sana, if the company will have the employee ID, sorry, if they will have the employee ID, then even in the initial part also they'll give you the user ID only.
Okay. Okay.
All right. I gave an example of a company where they don't have a ERP system. What do you mean by ERP system? Like SuccessFactors is a ERP, SAP ERP
Yes.
system is an ERP, right?
Yes.
I hope you know the difference between ERP and your, correct?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
fine. So, no, pucho. Oh God. Just hold on, Bala. You know what is this, right? These people, they start singing song. It's a, I don't, if you people are not, Bala, it is happening in your location too? It's everywhere. It's from let these, yes, let these people, they go, let's just wait for 1-2 minutes and then I will start the session. Just hold on because these people will keep on singing. Fine. So I think these people are a bit far away. So yes, Bala, what you were asking? Hmm. No, see, your project has to do with the client, right? But this your company will have, right? ERP will also your company will have, correct? See, even if you're working on a project, why the client will give you the user ID? Client won't give you the user ID, right? So in that case, your company needs to have the ERP, or company which you have joined. Okay. Why only for ESS and MSS? They will also have this user ID for entire SAP ERP system, right? You have your PER number there in SAP ERP system which you're talking about, right? So that PER number is also the user ID from SAP ERP system. Okay. All right, fine. So let's move on further. So you have your phone number. So if you have your phone number, you can list down your phone number. There are also the fax detail which is there. So here you can see the address 1, address 2. I'm sure you people know very well what is all these details. I'm not discussing it. Nice is a city in France. So you can see this city and the country. This is a zip code. I'm not sure that Nice is a city. You can see they have not mentioned this any state. So I'm really not sure, what is a state in France because I've never been to France. So here you can see this is a review which is coming here. This is a frequent review. This is actually the AC and AD is a column which has been added up here. Then you can also see there is a matrix section. What is the matrix section, team? Team, what is matrix? Yes, Bala, I'm listening. Go ahead. Sorry? Someone has come to you. Who has come to you? Oh, okay, okay, okay. No, but okay, fine. We'll wait for whatever the second you have. But I still want to hear what is matrix from Bala. Now Bala is going to disappear.
Ashish, I'm sorry. Till the time.
No, I
Okay.
want to hear from Bala Sana. Just hold on.
No, I was not telling about Matrix Manager because I have no idea. I was asking about something else, but it's okay. He
Let's
has
just
come.
hold on. Let's just come.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is back. So Bala, what was that? So your wife has come with a breakfast, right? She's brought the tea. See, I told you, right? She's come with the breakfast. That's where the wife, take care of all. Yes, that's where the wife take care of all the people whom they love, right? Okay, what is matrix? What? Oh God, Bala. Matrix is your second reporting manager. Matrix is your second reporting manager. Various time in, especially in IT, you will see that you're working on a project, right? And you're working on 2233 project. So certain team in project, you will have a certain reporting manager, and in another project, you will have another reporting manager. So if that is the case with you, so here also you can write a second reporting manager. Whereas the first reporting manager, you can see you have already written that here, where we just talked about the manager section, right? So, okay, so I hope it is clear now what is a matrix. All right. Yes, Sana, what question you were asking?
Yeah, Ashish, basically I was just asking that these two, the top lines which we see, which is about
Which
address, city,
one?
state, country.
Oh, you so talking about this too?
Yes, 1 and 2.
Okay.
They have most like all the headings are same.
Right.
So is there a reason behind they are coming twice in?
Yes. Yes. One is a system ID. We don't change any system ID because once you download and upload this is CSV file. It looks like an Excel sheet only, but it's a CSV file. So once you
Oh,
upload the CSV file into the system, you will see that this is how system understand which field you're actually talking about. And this is a label for you, for
okay,
us to understand what this, we can change this label, but you cannot change the system ID.
okay, okay,
Okay,
okay,
we'll see. I'll show you how we can change this label.
okay,
Proxy is something I'll cover into your, okay, this is a default local, this is the default language. The system is actually been taken up into the US language. It is coming here in the US. This is a proxy. I'm not discussing proxy right now because I'll cover that something into the introduction to mastery. But just to tell you the terminology, what is proxy, team? Well, you should be knowing, right? Because you have attended my other session as well. That's right. That's a technical thing you have told. I mean, but I'm sure that Sana would have not got it. But if you can explain to her in the without the technical stuff, what is proxy? No, what, Bala? Okay, okay, proxy means, yeah, but you can come with your own definition, right? Are you, Bala, you have been working as an entrepreneur, right? After working for 7 years in the company. As an entrepreneur, if you'll like do like this, then imagine. Okay, fine. Proxy means like, for example, Sana, which like, see, I was in Singapore for 5 years. So what used to happen, I was working for a company, Shell. And Shell has a huge skyscraper building, like 12 floor. And so now imagine it's like you have joined Shell as a success factor administrator. You're sitting on a ground floor. Somebody has an issue in a success factor and they mailed you, that they're facing some issue in the success factor. So you will not from the ground floor, you'll keep on jumping to that floor, right? Then, let's suppose in another third building, they have another issue. So from one building to one building, one floor to another floor, you'll not keep on doing it. So in such cases, what you do from the sitting at your own, from your own laptop, you can proxy to another person's system. And this access is only given to the administrator, which means who's the administrator? We are the administrator, right? Once you get trained into your success factor, you become the administrator. So after your administrator, you will not see that uh, apart from the administrator, nobody else will have an access to proxy. More about the proxy, we will discuss about it when we will come into the introduction to mastery. So I hope it is clear what is proxy now. Now let's move
Yeah.
on to right. Let's move on to your this detail. I don't know even what is this because somebody else has created this. Now success factor. Oh yeah, there's nothing. You can see there's no data also coming, but this is not created by, I don't know who has created that. So you can see there is another field which is coming here as a customizable field. Now what success factor has given it to you, they have given from the customizable field 1 to customizable field 15. Why they have done this? Let's suppose there, you can see there is not all the data which is coming here, right? It's just a very few basic data which is coming here. So that, if you have to run this GMPM compensation, so you can take it from here. But let's suppose if you want certain field which is important for you, maybe date of birth. So what you can do, you can make this customizable field as a date of birth and you can maintain this employee record here, right? That's what I told you. You cannot make the system changes to system ID, but label you can always change it. And then you can maintain this record whenever you'll upload, download, it will always have a date of birth. Okay, that's what the meaning of your customizable field actually. So you can see they have, somebody has written this customizable field. I don't know what this date actually, because nobody can be born into this, into 2015 and they are a EIP consultant, right? So I assume to be that this is not the date of birth. So here you can also see the company they have, but company also you have here somewhere. I just shown you the country. Oh, no, hold on. This is okay. We have seen the country. So here you can see somebody has maintained this as a company detail, right? Which company everybody belongs to. Maybe they could have even changed this label also, right? And then this is onboarding. So if you're doing the onboarding and recruitment is a different module altogether. This person ID is actually a system generated. We don't bother about this. And then there is a person external ID. This is also important. So, so you have to provide some system ID. Most of the time what I do, whatever the user ID which I have given, I give the same person ID also. Now let's create one more hiring person. I'm going to hire some more person, not some, maybe only one. So I'm going to hire one more person and show you how we can actually do the hiring. So I'll copy this section here, which you can see it is coming into an active, and I'll come completely down. So here you can see 151 is a row which is active, right? So here you can see, and give me a name that you want me to hire. Very quickly, team. Jeff. I don't know, Bala.
I was
Somebody
going
else.
to say his name because Bala had given the same name earlier as well.
Right, he's given the same. I was just about to say somebody else also in a different match has given. No.
Bala.
Give me different name now. Apple CEO, Tim Cook. Okay, so I'll take it as a Tim C-O-O-K, right? So this is the first name, this is the last name, this is a username. So if you want to keep the username, user ID and the first name to be the same, you can do that. So I'll give it as a Tim because I don't want to make it as a first name capital, because if you log in into the system, you'll have to always put it as a capital first name, right? Then here you can see this is your user ID. User ID also I'll give it as a Tim, but I'll change here. I'll give it as a Tim1. Alright, so Tim1 as a user ID, then you can see this this is his position. I'm okay with that. This is his mail ID. I'll give here as a my mail ID, which is SuccessFactors. Who's the manager? Manager is me. So I will have to check my user ID, what is actually they have given in this system, which is a user ID, this one. So let's just check my user ID, which is user 5. What is my user ID? Achha, my user ID is also user 5 only. So you can see, right? So I'll scroll down completely below, and once you scroll down completely below, you will see this is where your manager ID has come into the picture. So this is my ID. So I'll give it as a no HR. Okay, let me give this HR also, because various time. This is 82094. Let me see. Who's this HR? 82094. Where is the user ID section? Oh, it's here. 82094. Oh, there's no no, it can't be possible. This is username. Yeah, but it's a user ID, right? 82094. Okay, I'm not quite sure, team, whether this person has an active, into the system or not. But in this case, what I'm going to do, I have another person who's reporting to me, whose name is Saujanya. So I'll make Saujanya as an HR here. So let me search for this person. Saujanya is going to, so here is a Saujanya. So I'll make this person as an HR, because so that once they are doing the GM and PM, it becomes easier for us. Alright, so here I'll make it as my user ID, and this is the user ID. So you can see this user ID, it is coming in. Then I think this is your, what is this? This is a job code. Let's see that. What is this NONP section? NONP, this is department, job code and division. I'm fine with that. I'm not making any changes to this. All right, so this is your department job code. This is your, I think this is a location. This person is there in the US, Philadelphia. I'm okay with that, because otherwise I'll have to give some another location. This is in US, this is also fine. And this is the date of birth, I believe, right? Date of birth or date of joining? Higher date, okay. This is higher date, so I'll hire this on 2020. Oh, the format has changed, so it's okay. It will. This is the employee ID. I'm not keeping any employee ID. This is a phone number. I'll give any phone number. This is fax. This is your address. I'm okay with the address also. Or maybe let me change it to 3. Yeah. All right. So just a small change which I've done. Philadelphia. I'm not sure, team. This is, I think this is a city. This is a state, which I'm not quite sure. Philadelphia comes where, but I assume to be that this is right. So this is your PIN number. This is in the US, and then what else? If you remember this one, I told you that this is like something to do with the goal and performance. This is your matrix. I'm not doing anything with the matrix. This is a language, which is the US. This is your proxy. I'm removing it. What is the state? AI, right? Acha, custom field. I'm removing the custom field also, because I'm not quite sure what they have maintained. This person is in the company which is the best on USA. Okay, this best on USA is not 3000. It is 1710, and that's what I know. But anyway, I'll go ahead with this still. Then you can see this is the detail which created by the system. What is this? This is your person ID, which gets created by the system, and this one, this is your external personal ID, right? So I'll give this user ID name here, so which is a Tim here. I'll just copy this Tim, and I will come here and give this into your this section. All right, so I'll give this into, wala bolo. See, you can give this any ID, but then in that case, what will happen? Every time you'll have to come and check into the system, right? So that is the reason, just to make it convenient for myself, I give user ID and the external ID the same, because I don't want that, every time when I do, I come, because see, this is a one employee, it will be fine. But if you have a more employee, then it will be an issue, right? Because every employee external ID you'll have to check. That's the reason I've given the same ID. I'll save you this section, and then what I'll do, I'll upload this data into the system. How you'll upload this data into the system? First, let's save this. Let me log in also. User 5, and then here it is your 6. And so once I log in into the system, after I log in into the system, you will see I'll come here into the admin center. From admin center, you will, sorry team. So from admin center, you will see again manage employee. And last time we have used the export employee just to see the export data, right? And this time what we're going to do, we're going to import employee data. So once you have this import employee data, you can see this switch to the previous version. So I'm going to switch to the okay, one more thing team, there are a couple of things, it will keep on getting repeated with the different module. So whenever we're going to come into the different module, and if it is the same thing is coming, I'm not going to cover again and again. All right, so once I've covered this topic, I assume to be that you people are clear with all these, terminology. So here you can see we are doing this import basic data, and I'm going to choose my file. So here I'm going to come here and choose my file from the desktop. Download, right? So here we have a download. Okay, each time when you will download your user file, you will see this is your company number, right? Company ID number. And this is your 542, it's a number. Each time when you will download, it will have a different number. It does not come into the sequence. Like for example, you have a 542, the next time when you will download, it will not come as a 543. It may be as a you can see 542, maybe the next time when you will download, it will come as a 300 also. So don't be surprised when there would be a different number. So I'll upload this. Before you upload, you can also see there is a two section which is coming. One is a cancel import data, and the final import. Before you actually do the actual import, just always validate whether it is right or wrong. So once, oh God. So you can see there are so many issue which is coming here, but it is the issue is not coming with the my employee, right? My employee ID, what is the name? Tim1, correct? You can see Tim1, there is no issue, correct? So here in such cases, what I'm going to do, I'm going to choose my file, and again I will import this into because the issue is not there. So one way it is like, you resolve this issue and then you import it. Had it been if it was actually my client, I would have resolved this issue, but this is demo system, right? Today I'll resolve it, again tomorrow I'll find some issue because some people, they keep on practicing. So this time I'll do the final import. Once you do the final import, you can see there was lots of data, so it will take roughly some five 5 minutes of time. So we'll have to wait for that. You can also monitor the job whether your import section has started or it has completed. So you can see this is in progress, right? This is in progress, submitted by me, right? So let's just wait for a few minutes before this data gets uploaded into the system. So here once we do that, and you will see this whole data, it will get uploaded into the system. Let's just wait because I know that it will take time. So let's me refresh this to see whether it has completed this job. This job quite fast. This job has been completed. Okay, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to refresh and check because this person is reporting to me, right? So his details should come into my system. So here you can see here, if I come to my home page, you can see there are two people who are reporting to me, right? One is Sojourner and another is a Timco that we have just created. What is this working on? Okay. So you can see this is how you can create your employee using the UDF file. Okay. Any question as in this one, UDF file? No
No,
question? Alright, fine. So let's move on, team, with the further detail. Now you can see how many data model we have into your SuccessFactors system. Right. Which are those 7 data model? That makes it 2. That makes it 4. Okay. Then
foundation object, propagation rule.
foundation object, Sana, foundation object is not a data model.
Okay.
Propagation rule, event reason, and workflow. So these are the 7 data model you have into your SuccessFactors system. Always remember this because this is also a certification question. All right. So foundation object is not a
Propagation
data
rule,
model,
event reason, and workflow.
except for a 7.1, which is like starting from your corporate data model, succession data model, country specific corporate data model, country specific succession data model. Skip the 7 part, then propagation, event reason, and workflow. So these are the 7 data model you will see. All right. So this will even, it will, I don't know whether I should cover this today or I should cover this tomorrow because it's hardly a time is left. Okay, I think we'll cover this tomorrow because I know that it will take a few minutes to explain this also, and I don't want to finish it in a hush way. All right, so we'll cover this tomorrow, team. Any question in today's session? Sorry, what you said? Oh, all right, sure, Bala. All right, Sana, any question?
Yes, Ashish, actually not from today's session. I have a few questions because I was going through some other sessions in the last 2-3 days. So I have a few questions. One is you have this explained about implementation step 6 importing pick list.
Implementation step, importing pick list.
The step number 6, pick list. I could not understand what exactly pick list is when I was
Where
going
is
through.
that importing step?
Sorry,
pick list is
implementation.
I don't know where that picklist topic it came into that, but picklist is again going to come in the foundation object, then I'll explain you again.
Okay. And what are generic objects, Ashish?
We'll discuss that again in the 7 point.
Okay, 7 point. And what is data retention management?
That's checking the duplication.
Okay, checking the duplication. Okay. Okay, Ashish, as earlier you had said that I know this topic has already been discussed, but I still have a slight confusion. You had told that no customization is possible in SuccessFactors, right?
Right.
Yeah. So just a question again, that let's see there's a client who wants to have like when we are he wants to have like we have when we create a new employee, we have these sections, like we have the first name, then the middle name, then the last name, all of that. If there is a client who wants us to add a family name or some other field of that sort, is that possible in SuccessFactors or it's not?
I didn't get your question.
No, when we go to the section create a new employee.
Add new employee.
Yeah, add new employee. We have these we have these sections: first name, middle name, last name, right?
Okay, right.
There's no such thing called a family name. This is just hypothetically.
Okay.
So there's no such called family name there. And let's say there is a client who wants us to add family name, like he wants that, okay, I want the middle name to be removed or
Hmm.
I just want the family name section. So is that
Hmm.
possible in success
No,
factors
no,
or
it
it
is
is?
not possible. It's not possible. Whatever the field it is, they have to adjust with that only.
Okay, and let's say the same company has been using some other ERP and they are moving to success factors, and they
Uh,
had this option in the previous ERP, this family name.
uh,
So
uh.
how do we transfer the details in success factors in
No,
that case?
those family name in that case, they have a different place where you can enter the family name, but not
Oh,
in the same screen that you will get it.
okay,
See,
okay,
that's it. That is what the Sana disadvantage of using the cloud-based solution it is because you cannot customize it.
okay, okay. There's no customization at all.
There's
There's
no
no customization.
customization can happen, yes.
Okay.
See, because if they change for, let's suppose if success factor change for one person, one company, then every company will come up with their own customization, right? And then it will
Yes.
be a problem for them. So that's the reason they straight away tell them no.
Okay, okay. And secondly, there are things when we go to a section, we click on it, and then there are few things which come in the drop down menu, right?
Okay.
Are you going to explain how do they come in the drop down menu as well, or
That is a pick list.
that is a pick list? So we will discuss that later.
We'll discuss that when we'll come to the 7 point.
Okay. Just one last question, Ashish. You remember we had this problem in event reason
All
the other
right,
day.
yes. Uh,
So you had mentioned that you have raised this complaint to SAP and they will
right.
yeah, fix it out. How do we,
Hmm.
like when we are working as a consultant and we have a similar issue, then how do we
Hmm.
raise a complaint to this SAP? Like
For
there
that,
must,
you need to have a success factor ID and your, the system ID. Once you
okay,
certify, you'll get that. So what you'll have to do, you will have to take those ID from the client because this
okay,
time you're going to raise that issue on behalf of a client, right? So you
okay.
need to take that ID from the client, log into the success factor and raise that
The
issue
client's ID.
with the client's ID.
Okay.
See, everything is a client, right? Because when they buy the system from the success factor, they also
Yeah.
take the support from the success factor.
Yes, yes.
So that ID, you'll have to take it and then you'll have to raise a complaint with them.
Okay, okay, okay. So that is not a very technical thing. It must be an
No, no. It's just,
easy
yeah,
process.
it's an easy thing. It's just that you'll have to go ahead and log in there and you'll have to raise that. That's it.
Okay, okay, okay. If there will be any other question, I'll ask tomorrow.
Sure. All right. Fine. So then tomorrow we going to cover, start from your 3rd point. Okay. Chalo. Okay then, team.
Okay. Ashish, thank you so
Yeah.
much. Bye bye.